A very good morning and warm welcome 7th standard for your online teaching learning lecture of general science. Today we shall start with lesson number 19, properties of magnetic field. Okay, what are magnets? We all have been playing with the magnets since childhood, yes or no? So these magnets are made from alloys of iron, cobalt and nickel. Nipper mag is a type of magnet made of alloy of nickel, iron, aluminium and titanium. So it's a combination of these all metals. Alnico is another type of magnet made from alloy of aluminium, nickel and cobalt. So there are different types of magnets. As you can also see on your screen, we have different shapes of magnet. Next subtopic is magnetism. Okay, so this is a practical based concept. We can actually perform it by ourselves. So the apparatus required is a steel bar, a bar magnet, iron filings and a thread. So what do we have to do here is take a steel bar, name it A and B as shown on your screen. Take a bar magnet and then place its north pole on the A end of the steel bar and then drag it or move it towards the B end of the steel bar. Then what you can do is lift the bar magnet and drag again towards the north pole of the your steel bar and then again to the B end of the steel bar. Keep on repeating this 15 to 20 times. Then take the steel bar near the iron filings and then observe what happens. Then hang the bar freely by a thread and observe what happens. The steel bar that you have will be seen to have developed magnetism. Now this method of magnetism is called as single touch method since you are using only one bar magnet. And the magnetism created here in this method is of low strength which will last for only a short period of time. Whereas in the second practical, we have to take a steel bar, okay, and here we got to take two bar magnets. Place both the poles, okay, opposite poles of the both bar magnets at the center of the steel bar as you can see on your screen. The north and the south towards facing one another. Now you got to drag these poles apart. One to the A end of the steel bar and the other to the B end of the steel bar and keep on repeating this 15 to 20 times. Now take the steel bar near the iron filings that you have and then again observe what do you see. Then hang the steel bar freely, okay, with the thread and once again observe what do you see. This method of magnetism here is called as double touch method. Why? Because two bar magnets are being used. And the magnetism generated here is going to last for a longer period of time as compared to the single touch method. Yes, so these are the two simple practicals that help us to understand what is magnetism. Have you ever thought of why does a freely suspended magnet always settles in the north-south direction? Here we have got the explanation. The next subtopic, Earth a gigantic magnet. Scientist William Gilbert gave the scientific explanation based on this experiment, okay, that a freely suspended magnet will always settle in the north-south direction only. What actually he did is, he gave a round shape to a naturally occurring magnetic rock, okay? Then he suspended that spherical magnet so that it could turn freely, and then brought the north pole of a bar magnet near to that. The south pole of the magnetic sphere was attracted towards the north pole of the bar magnet. Then the north pole of a freely suspended magnet settles in the direction of the geographic north pole of the earth, which simply means that the south pole of some gigantic magnet is present near the geographic north pole of the earth, and the north pole of this magnet near the geographic south pole of the earth. So basically, can you conclude that opposite attract? Yes. Scientist Gilbert inferred from this that the earth itself is a gigantic magnet. But however, the south pole of this magnet must be near the geographic north pole of the earth, while the magnetic north pole is near the geographic south pole. Clear? So this is the inference that has been made from this experiment. Next, we have to study about the magnetic needle. What you can do is take a square cardboard and mark the directions as given on your screen. Then place a pot filled with the water at the center of the cardboard. Take a magnetized needle, which will be having magnetic effect, and then stick it to a small piece of the cardboard by means of a sticking tape. Place this piece of cardboard with the needle on the surface of the water in the pot and observe in which direction does your magnetized needle point out. Okay, as you can see, in the north direction. Okay, so these are very, very simple topics based on our simple experiments and practicals that help us to understand this easily. Next we have is magnetic field. This is also a simple experiment based topic. The apparatus we require is a bar magnet, pins, cardboard, iron filings, plastic bottle, bucket and water. So let us see the procedure. We got to take a bar magnet and some pins. Place them at such a distance from each other that the bar magnet, the pins will not stick to one another. Then what you can do is, after the arrangement is done, slowly move the bar magnet towards the pins and observe the pins as they gradually get pulled towards the magnet. What you see is, the magnet will start to attract the needles from very, very far. Or you can also conclude it as that a magnet has an effect even at a distance. The bar magnet also we have, and we also have pins at our home. So we can try understanding this by performing the practical. Next procedure is, we got to take a small cardboard and place a bar magnet at its center. Okay. Then take some iron filings and sprinkle them on the cardboard around the magnet, as you can see on the picture. Tap this cardboard gently and observe the iron filings. The inference goes like this. This British researcher, Michael Faraday, named these lines that you are observing on the screen going from one end of the bar magnet to the another as magnetic lines of force. This region around a magnet where the magnetic force will act on that particular object is called magnetic field. Okay, so till the point where this magnetic force of lines are acting and there is effect of magnetism is called as magnetic field. Okay. Faraday then imagined that there might be invisible lines of force going from one pole of a magnet to the another. And this magnetic attraction or repulsion might be taking place through the medium of these lines of force. They are not visible, yes, so they are imaginary or invisible. If this idea of Faraday is accepted, the intensity of the magnetic field can be obtained from the number of lines of force. So the more number of lines of force, higher and intenser is your magnetism effect and magnetic field. So the intensity of a magnetic field is low where the lines of force are sparse or less, and the intensity is high where the lines of force are concentrated or more. Now we saw what are the magnetic lines of force. Now we'll study their properties. While this concept of lines of force was proposed, Michael Faraday had an argument that if all these observed effects are to be explained, then these lines of force must also have certain properties. Yes. So, the first is magnetic lines of force are imaginary connecting lines. And Michael Faraday introduced the concept of lines of force so that explanation of magnetic attraction and repulsion is easy. Now, these lines are not being seen, so they are either considered as imaginary or invisible. Okay? Magnetic lines of force always run from the North Pole to the South Pole, and the South Pole may be of the same magnet or a different one. As you can see in the first picture on your screen, the magnets kept besides are of opposite poles. Okay, south, north. And in the second picture, if you see, both the poles of the same magnet are same. Okay, so repulsion and attraction can be understood here. Magnetic lines of force are in a state of tension like a stretched spring. Magnetic lines of force will repel each other, and magnetic lines of force do not intersect each other. The number of magnetic lines of force at a particular point will determine the strength of the magnetic field there. As we studied in the previous topic, more the number of lines of force, higher will be the strength. Okay, so now you can see from both the pictures on your screen how the properties given will help you to understand the repulsion between the like poles as shown in the second picture and attraction between the opposite poles as shown in the first picture. According to the third property that is mentioned, the lines of force joining the north and the south poles of a magnet being in a stretch straight, okay, like a spring. When you stretch a spring, you might have seen the tension, will pull the two opposite poles towards each other, and by the fourth property that is explained, they will give rise to repulsion between the like force. Okay, so these are some simple properties of magnetic lines of force which are easy to understand by just looking at the diagrammatic representation. So what you can do, students, to understand the properties, you need not by heart them. You can just keep in mind these pictures and very simple you can remember. It's the law of the nature also that opposites attract. So similarly, you can remember here that when the north and the south pole are kept together, they will attract. There will be higher attraction, and when the like poles are kept together, obviously there will be repulsion. Okay, so both the pictures are very clearly explaining you all the properties of magnetic lines of force. Next subtopic is penetrating ability of the magnetic field. Now students, in this lesson, all the topics are mostly practical or experiment based, and these experiments we have sometimes performed in a daily life, maybe in a fun manner. Okay, so more focus while studying this lesson should be on your practicals or experiments or the diagrammatic representations given in your books, which will help you to understand in an easy and a better way, and also let you write the answers in your own words or explain them in your own words, but with the scientific terminologies being used. Let us see the first one. What you got to do is take some pins and spread them randomly on the table, and then hold a cardboard at a small distance, okay, not too far, not too very close. Then you got to take a magnet, okay, a bar magnet, a ring magnet as shown on your screen, on the cardboard, and then observe what happens. Now gradually move the magnet over the cardboard and then again observe what you see. Keep on repeating this procedure and keep on increasing the layers of the cardboard. Okay? You will see or observe that the pins are getting attracted towards the magnet, even though there is cardboard in between the magnet and the pins. Okay, so from this we understand another property, that is penetration of the magnetic field. We have one more experiment to understand this. Take a plastic bottle or a plastic glass and fill the water in it. Okay, then have some few pins and put them in the water. Then take a bar magnet or a few ring magnets and then take them near the bottle and observe. Keep on moving this magnet through a small distance near the bottle and then observe. What you can see on your screen? The pins are getting attracted towards the magnet in spite of presence of plastic in between the magnet and the pins. So one more example or experiment explains you how strong is the penetrating ability of the magnetic field. Okay, so one more you can try. Take water in a big basin. Okay, place a bar magnet on the plastic lid and let it float on the surface of the water in the basin. Then you can have a needle or a pin, magnetize them, and then stick this needle to a small piece of thick cardboard by the help of a sticking tape. Then place this magnetized needle, which is stuck to the cardboard, in the water near the magnet and observe the direction in which the needle moves. Keep on repeating this and then placing the magnet at different places around the magnet. Observe and let us know what did you experience. Metal detectors, the last subtopic of your lesson. Now, 3 pictures are given on your screen. Can you think, where have you seen these metal detectors? Yes, you might have seen the first one when you enter mall or multiplexes or any showroom. Yes, you have to pass through it. Then the second picture you might have seen used by the police or the army, or for security purposes to detect the bombs. And the third one you might have seen again in many of the showrooms, right? So what are these? The function of these machines is based on electromagnets. Metal detectors shown on your screen are used in very important places like airport, bus station, temples, buildings, public places, etc. Why are they used? They are used for inspection of persons entering these places. These metal detectors are used to detect very precious articles and also in the food processing industry. Why? Because sometimes addition of iron, steel objects are being done intentionally, or sometimes they get mixed unintentionally in the food stuff, which can be harmful to health. Okay, so these metal detectors will identify them and will help in separating it from the food stuff. Coming to geology, these machines, that is for the study of earth, these machines are used to detect the presence and quantity of metals. These metal detectors, when they are hover around, okay, so if there is a indication from the metal detectors, this means that there is presence of some kind of metal or metal objects below the earth in that particular place. Okay, so again, this was the subtopic which was based on your daily life experiences. Yes or no? So I think the chapter has been pretty simple and easy for you to understand since it was totally a practical based. Thank you so much for your attention and for listening to the explanation. Last time I had sent lesson number 18 question answers. Kindly complete your books, and in the next lecture I'll be sending the question answers of lesson number 19, properties of magnetic field. Okay, till then stay safe, stay home, take care.